everybody, this is Raeesah. Today I start my journey in sharing about my personal life, my mental health, what I aspire to be, what I dream to be. I would like to start speaking more transparently about my state of mind in a more matter-of-fact way. So maybe I can relate to you, or maybe you can relate to me, and know that, it's normal to go through bouts of sadness and anxiety. Sometimes my anxiety takes over my whole body to the point where I don't know how to speak, I don't know how to share. I feel trapped in my own body, trapped in my own thoughts. The struggle of mental health is that nobody wants to talk about it. And the reason is because nobody wants to feel like they're weak. I think vulnerability is something that we need to practice, actively practice, because I think, if you pretend you're strong for so long and then you show a sign of vulnerability, you don't know how to deal with that. You are not trained to deal with your vulnerability. So that vulnerability that you express once and hundreds of times, that's gonna make you really insecure. You're gonna think, you're not gonna know how to process your vulnerability if you never deal with it. This world runs on emotion. I think that's something that Americans don't really talk about enough. We've built a society here where the less emotion you have, the more successful you'll be, right? That's what corporate America is built on. It's a structure, it's a machine, and everyone needs to be reacting so unemotionally towards everything for the optimal prize of, I guess, money or success or power, but I think it's also important to know that it might be even more beneficial to nurture your feelings rather than ignore them. I think that we're a society that responds to love more than we respond to hate. And we can grow that mindset if people have hope that love is something that they can trust. Because I think that the reason why people don't trust love is because love is used against people in so many ways. It's used to manipulate, it's used to extort, it's used to kill people sometimes, but that's not love. People do things in the name of love, but that's not really what love is. Love is something that's pure, it's unconditional, it's joy, it's for no reason. Love is seriously for no reason. We monetize so much on being the template version of the most perfect person, but I'm thinking that we can change that. We can change the world by being more vulnerable, by being ourselves. I have gained more power in being myself than being politically correct, than doing what I think is most popular. If I ever start to focus on money or being likable or being powerful, I think all three of those things are the wrong reason, and that will lead me to being unhappy. That will lead me to resenting being myself. And I'm learning now more than ever that I don't need to work this hard to be this successful. I can work a lot less, use a lot less energy, and still maintain the same results. Whenever I've tried to do what other people told me would be popular, I fucked it up because it wasn't authentic to me. And I don't think people really understand the power in what I'm doing until I can show them that regardless of if it's popular or not, it'll be successful. My life is like a research project for myself. I have so much that I've been through, and everything is so connected. This is my only goal in life, is to be as transparent as I possibly can be. So if I'm not doing that enough, please call me out. So I am the founder of Utopia Fenny, and it's a nonprofit for artists of every kind. I created it so that I could feel like there is a place that I belong. And through that, I got to include anybody who wanted to be included. And it had nothing to do with talent, it had nothing to do with connections. It literally took every wrong step, every wrong move to get things to where they are now. Everything that I do with Utopia Fenny is based on intuition. It's not some kind of platform where there's a template for, making the most money or being the most successful. It's what is my body telling me to do to have the best time? And with that philosophy, I've created a sustainable business, and it has so much potential to grow because it's unlimited. It's just as unlimited as how I can love. For me, it's natural to be a consultant as an artist because I've just been through it. I've been starting my professional career since elementary school. I went through several gifted art programs. I went to fashion school in London. I started my own art gallery soon after. Like, my life is my art. And I've done this by just being myself. I still struggle with, feeling inadequate. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna be left behind in this generation of artists. That's why I push myself so hard. You regress into the age that you were when you experienced trauma. And when I do have triggers, I really do turn into a child. Just because I make it look easy doesn't mean it's easy at all. I have sleepless nights, I have anxiety. You can ask anyone I work with. I feel like last year I was going through a lot of issues with personal boundaries. And, when I was growing up, I didn't really have any boundaries. I didn't grow up like most Americans. I was born into a Bengali Muslim family as a first-generation American, and I was born with an autoimmune disorder called Job syndrome. It makes it hard for me to always have the energy to just live sometimes. Like when I was growing up, I was in and out of the hospital. I had my first spinal surgery when I was in 9th grade, and it taught me a lot because it really put me at my lowest. For those 2 years that I went through this pain, I had to relearn how to walk. I couldn't be socially active because I was at home healing when I wasn't in school. I was also in governor's school for the arts, and I think that's what kept me alive. I think art school was the only thing in my life that was going right. And I was just trying to figure out, being a fucking teenager while being in pain all the time and not being able to relate to anybody because I was so different than any of my peers. My struggles were different than anybody. So I really had to find my own confidence in who I am. And the more I became myself, the more I would attract into my life. My mission in life is just to prove that you can be successful using all of your emotions. Take me as a human experiment for following your dreams and living your life the way you want to, because I think I have grown more from being myself than I ever did going to school and learning arbitrary ways of living to be successful. I want to be transparent as possible because I'm a terrible liar and I just want to live authentically. I don't have any other mission in this life rather than just to do what I want for a living and explore everything I can possibly explore and enjoy and love and create. I can't imagine a better life than that. I hope you guys liked my first video. Please like and subscribe and tell me to do this more so I'll want to do it, because I also need validation because I'm a human being. I love you guys. Take care.